These are questions to consider and think about. As far as leaning into disruption, we can't bury our heads. There's disruption all around us, and it will impact our lives in many ways. Many of us have the instinct to bury our heads in the sand and to kind of just wish for, okay, this isn't happening. Are you ready to lean into it and listen for the opportunities that come from that? There always is, even in the chaos we're experiencing, not just in business, but in our lives. Being able to have more empathy, courage, and accountability is the leadership that we all need to support and demand. And being able to hold others up and bring them along with you as you succeed, that's what I want to inspire. If you're a CEO, entrepreneur, or business owner that can't seem to figure out what is blocking you from attaining the next level of growth in your business, then listen up. I'm Maria de Lorenzo Reyes. I've taken what I've learned in 30 years working inside multi-million-dollar corporations, building my own business, and consulting my clients, and discovered 5 themes that stop a business from scaling. I've created a tool to help you get the answers you need to get unstuck and unlock the next level of growth. Head over to scale.mariadr.com and click the link to get your custom Scale Factor Formula scorecard when this episode is over. Hey everybody, welcome back to Finding the Upside, where we look for opportunity in disruption, uncover strength in differences, and where real leadership begins with truth, courage, and connection. I'm your host, Maria de Lorenzo Reyes, and I'm so glad that you're here as we begin a brand new year together. If you're new to the show, welcome. And if you've been with me for a while, you already know what we believe in here, that there's always an upside, even when it's hard to see. But seeing it, naming it, and leading from it requires something more than optimism. It requires action, it requires bravery, and it requires you. In 2025, we explored powerful stories of transformation, stories about navigating AI, not just as technology, but as a cultural shift in companies and in our lives, about belonging, not as a feeling, but as a business strategy, and about stepping into our voices, especially when it's uncomfortable, which we need now more than ever. We talked about how to lead in times of volatility, not by playing small, but by speaking up, by pushing against outdated norms, and by rewriting the narrative of what leadership can and must be. We dove into neurodiversity and strength-based thinking. We uncovered how masking out work dims the brilliance of individuals and cultures everywhere. We shared real human stories of resilience, reinvention, and belonging. And towards the end of the year, we got really clear, much clearer than ever, about why we lead this way. Because belonging isn't optional, it's foundational. Because high-performance teams are the ones that don't just tolerate difference, they leverage it. Inclusive leadership isn't a nice to have, it's a strategic imperative. So, what does 2026 look like for this show and for you as a leader, not just in the traditional sense, but as a leader in your community and in your life? Here's the truth. The world isn't getting simpler. Challenges aren't fading. What is shifting is how we respond and how we lead. And on Finding the Upside in 2026, we're going to go further and deeper. But before I share what's coming next for Finding the Upside, I want to pause and talk about something that matters deeply to me that I've shared just within the last few months. And this is how we lead at MDR Brands. Last year, I announced the MDR GIVEBACK Model here on this podcast. Because Finding the Upside has never just been about conversation and talking about these topics. It's about making a commitment. It's about taking action. The model we've adopted is a GIVEBACK model. It's not new. I didn't invent it. Many other companies are doing it. But our model is simple and intentional. 1% of all MDR sales are donated, split equally between Feeding America and No Kid Hungry. That's all the companies under MDR brands. In 2025 alone, we announced this mid-year. That commitment translated into $12,500 donated. I just gave that update on one of the episodes right before the Christmas break. But we are just getting started. I'm super proud of that accomplishment, but I can't wait to commit even more and accomplish and achieve more impact in 2026 and beyond. Why I chose this model is because I believe this with my whole heart. Profit and purpose are not opposites. I'm going to be talking about that a lot in 2026 because I am on a mission to inspire more companies. I've joined the ranks of the companies that are already doing this, but inspire more companies and people to lead in this way and to have this be the norm that can complement our businesses and create more impact in the world. Profit and purpose are not opposites. As I said, you don't have to choose between building a successful, high-performing business and doing good in the world. In fact, the strongest leaders understand that impact is part of performance. And the GIVEBACK model isn't about charity for optics. It's about leadership. It's about modeling what's possible when CEOs and companies stop treating GiveBack as an afterthought and start embedding it into how they operate. Because leadership doesn't just stop at the walls of a company. Culture doesn't stop with your team. And belonging doesn't end with your customers. It has an impact in the ecosystem that you operate within and that we're a part of. We have a saying at MDR Brands: your teams are hungry, and we feed starving teams. And now, yes, we feed people too. I shared this commitment here because I want more leaders to know this is possible, that you can scale without losing your soul, that you can be profitable and principled, that doing good isn't a distraction from business, it's an extension of it. And in 2026, you'll hear more conversations on this show about leadership that expands outward, leadership that understands influence comes with responsibility, and that success means more when it creates opportunity for others. That's part of the upside we're building together. So let me talk about what you'll hear in this upcoming year. We are going to be bringing you more deep tactical tools for rebel leadership. I've been talking about rebel leadership for a while, but I want to give you more than inspiration. I want to give you more actionable strategies that you could use today to challenge outdated systems and reshape cultures that work for everyone, not just for the powerful few. And by the way, rebel leadership isn't reserved for people that have a title. Some of the best leaders are people that don't even have one. They take that responsibility of having impact and creating a place of belonging for everyone, and cultures that embrace and are inclusive and create belonging for everyone in their communities and their families, where they live, work, and where they enjoy their time. I'm going to be bringing you more voices from the front lines, leaders who are transforming workplaces, communities, and movements, often from very unexpected places. I'll be sharing real stories, methods that work, and pointing out lessons that they had to learn the hard way. Of course, we're going to be talking more about belonging as a strategy, from organizational culture to customer experience. We'll explore belonging not as a buzzword, as we've done in the past year, but as a driver of performance, engagement, and trust. I'll be bringing you more stories of women and diverse leaders at the center of making impact. Women, diverse cultures, historically marginalized voices aren't just add-ons and just nice things to talk about. They are examples of leadership, and we'll bring their wisdom, experience into every conversation. This year, expect deeper conversations about power equity, and actual inclusion. I'm also going to be talking a lot about and inspiring you to find your own upside. I'll be bringing you ways to help you not just hear opportunities in the disruption around you and what's happening, but acting on them with clarity and confidence. So here's a call to action for 2026. This is what I would love for you to consider as we enter this new year. Are you prepared to lean into disruption, not away from it? Are you ready to lead with empathy, courage, and accountability? Are you willing to hold others up as you rise? These are questions to consider and think about. As far as leaning into disruption, we can't bury our heads. There's disruption all around us, and it will impact our lives in many ways. Many of us have the instinct to bury our heads in the sand and to kind of just wish for, okay, this isn't happening. Are you ready to lean into it and listen for the opportunities that come from that? There always is, even in the chaos we're experiencing, not just in business, but in our lives. Being able to have more empathy, courage, and accountability is the leadership that we all need to support and demand. And being able to hold others up and bring them along with you as you succeed, that's what I want to inspire. Here's the upside of all of this. When you lead in your life, in your company, with your whole self, your team, your organization, your community, the people around you thrive. That's proven. That's the kind of leadership that this world needs right now. Not just leaders who survive change, but leaders who shape it. So buckle up, because 2026 is going to be a year of transformation, clarity, and real leadership in action. I'm excited to share it with you and to keep finding the upside together. Thanks for listening. Listen, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and drop a review if this episode moved you. I read every single one. Until next time, keep looking for opportunities where others see obstacles, and keep leading from the upside. See you next time. All right, so I hope you loved this episode and found it valuable. Thanks for hanging out with me. And if you'd be so kind, if you know someone else that this will help, please share this episode with them. Just grab a link for this specific episode, text it to a friend or colleague so it can help more people like you. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you next time for more entrepreneurial goodness. Same time, same place on the Finding the Upside podcast.